Hey, what's up, guys? Myself, Alfredo Cervantes, here with the one and only Michael Matthew. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, feeling great, man. Very excited about today. The Sparks get a chance to get back on the winning trail. I'm so excited for this one tonight.
Yes, it's definitely going to be a good one. We got the Chicago Sky, who are currently 5-3 in the season, against the Los Angeles Sparks, who are 3-3 right now, right at 500. Did you get a chance to see what happened in Seattle, man?
Man, for them to start off so well, and then for it to go so bad so quickly,
Right.
like the first quarter, the dominant first quarter, 24-6. Second quarter, like 29-11. Like, I don't know what happened. Coach Miller has tonight to try to figure it out because they couldn't close that game. Jewel Lloyd is a baller.
Oh,
She had a big-time
stud.
performance. She's really tough, to deal with. So
our expectations here early.
Hey, Coach. Fredo Cervantes here with Infinity TV. In the first quarter, this past game, you guys allowed, in the defensive side, only 6 points. Then in the second quarter, you allowed 29. What was the difference there? What happened there?
Yeah, it was, certainly we were playing in defensive transition off our turnovers. Our most difficult night of live ball turnovers. Their pressure really bothered us, snowballed, gave them momentum in that second quarter. Six of our last 11 possessions of the second quarter resulted in turnovers. And so it really changed, it changed the momentum of the game. When we weren't turning it over, I didn't always like our shot selection. So between our combination of, poor shots at times and then turnovers, gave them all the momentum. And then, the foul on the three-point attempt, basically as the quarter expired, just gave them all the momentum going into halftime. And while we battled and still had a chance in a one-possession game, we left a lot of possessions out there. We look back at the second quarter is where it really changed.
Monty Wright from Winsider. For you, is there anything different that the team has been focusing on after last game at all?
No, and again, we haven't been, we flew back, we're up at 5-something, flying back from Seattle and, take the day off, and then you come in and you have a modified practice because you're trying to get ready for this stretch of 6 games in 12 days. So we understand that, trying to get them rested and ready for each and every night during this stretch when you still have players that are now eligible to play or available to play, but we still have a lot of people less than 100%. So we're still a little bit of a mash unit. So our focus was Chicago, and they're talented guards, and they've played really well out of the gate. They have 3 of the most competitive. Not talented. Talented is easy to see. They have 3 of the most talented but competitive players in this league, and they're willing them. And then you have Elizabeth, and they're doing a lot of really nice things out of the gate. None more important than they're leading the league in 3-point percentage. And while they don't take as many as some teams, they're taking good threes. And they're, any of those 3 guards, when you throw Dana in there for that matter, any of those 4 guards can go for 20 plus on any night. So, they really are a challenge tonight, and it starts with their backcourt. Hi, Annie.
Hey, Curt, how you doing?
Good.
Sorry if this already was asked, but Azure, what has she meant to this team so far? I know she obviously is coming back from being out to start the season. So, yeah, just in the short time that you've been with her, what has she meant to this organization?
Yeah, I'm excited. We hardly rolled her out yet. So, we've had her in, I think, 2 5-on-5 practices. So, it's still a work in progress, but she brings us such versatility. She brings us length. She brings us shot making. She's a post player who can stretch it. We do envision at times, if we're healthy, being able to play her at the 3. We have to have a healthy enough post group to do that. But and then you can play with a big lineup, which we've yet to play with. So that versatility is really exciting. She brings a championship. She's won a championship. De'Erica's won a championship. Nneka's won a championship. You have about 30% of our locker room who's won championships. Then you throw some of the Connecticut players who've been in the finals And you start to have a culture of people that understand how difficult it is to win, but how to win, and what locker rooms look like on winning teams.
Curt, speaking of healthy post players, how's Janae doing?
Yeah. I saw her in the weight room a few minutes ago, and she looked ready, but it'd be obviously a game time decision. Again, she's one of those players that is not completely healthy, and we got to pick and choose our battles and see how she feels, and then play it by ear then as the game goes on. But minutes ago, I thought she looked well. Thank you.
Should be? Okay. Hey, y'all.
Okay. Taking you in with the LA Times, Jasmine. Curt was just in here talking about he remembers very clearly the day that you got hurt, and now as you're getting ready to return, just what are your emotions after the last year?
I mean, it's a lot. I feel like I'm more excited than anything, that we have a good thing going here, and just to be able to really feel like I'm a part of it and get on the court and try to, just add to what we have going on. I'm excited. Do I think about my knee? Of course. I'm human. That's normal. But, I worked really hard to get to where I am right now, and it's like I got through one part of the journey and now starting another part of it. So I'm just excited to be out there with my teammates.
I remember on Media Day you sharing that moment with Curt and just your appreciation, I think is how I would explain it, to be here with him.
Yeah.
And now to obviously be in game form and in game shape. What will that moment be like, just being out there?
I mean, just a full circle moment. Injuries, major injuries, especially at my age, are just, you never know what's going to happen. I know what type of person I am, what my character and work ethic is like, so I believe that I would get back to this point. But having a coach believe that you will do that, bring you to a new place, to a fresh start, to be part of something special, I mean, it just means a lot.
Imani Wright from Winsider. For you, mentally, how have you prepared yourself for this moment and kind of, mentally getting through the injury as well?
Honestly, since the season started, just being locked into the game plan, I feel like I go into the locker room, into film, just like all my other teammates, because I am still a voice. Even though I wasn't playing, I was still trying to do my best to keep my teammates locked in on what we were trying to do, and just, being there to support them in whatever way that I could. So I feel like that prepared me to get back on the court. I feel comfortable with the offenses. I know our game plan, and just however much time I get whenever I go in, just trying to impact the game and bring something to it.
Jazz, Annie Costable from the Chicago Sun-Times. A question about Courtney Williams. We've heard so much about how she's a very steady leader in games, and I think maybe that's not what we outwardly see. She's a ton of fun and just has so much energy, but the Sky have talked constantly about how she's great at gathering the team together in big moments. So I'm curious, in your experience, what you've seen from her and her ability to do that.
I mean, I have watched her grow up, to be honest. She came into the league with us. She was in Phoenix first, and I think we acquired her in a trade in Connecticut, and I've just watched her grow, basically. As you get mature, as you become a veteran in this league, that's kind of a role that you assume, is being a leader and being able to make your teammates better. And she's definitely a player that does that. She can score the ball, she can rebound the ball, and she's, I think, probably leading their team in assists right now. So she's definitely showing that she is a team player and that she is capable of performing on the big stage every time. Hey,
sorry, I'm late. I was getting ready for the game.
All good. Jazz, this question's for you, but then, Azra, I'd like for you to answer it as well. What do you want to add to this team now that you're going to be back on the court?
I mean, being myself. I've been a defensive player my entire career, so definitely wanting to get back to that, but also just a leadership composure role, being able to bring the team together and just encourage us when we're doing well, but also being able to point out things that we can do better in game time instead of after, and being able to make adjustments within the game.
For me, I just want to bring, like Jazz said, echo that, bring what I brought in every other team that I played on. I think I can impact the game in a lot of different ways, offensively, defensively, my energy. I know I'm an energy type of player. I'm always smiling and laughing. And so just bringing that and, using all of the talents God gave me to just impact the game for this team.
Hey, Jazz, Rashawn Haylock. During camp, Joyner talked a lot about taking on the role of a teacher and you kind of being in that same role, just kind of knowing Curt and things that he's trying to implement. How much of a bonus do you think that was for this team, and how can that be even magnified now that you're back on the floor?
I think it helped a little bit, but to be honest, we have a very high IQ team. We have great players here that are very talented, that have been successful on every level, and I think having that time in camp, everybody picked up everything really well. I think that's why you've seen us start the season the way that we have, just because we are locked in defensively. We have a great chemistry, and we bought into our philosophies here, and I think that's a credit to everybody on this team, to be honest.
Z, one more for you. Have you had a chance to catch up with the team, with any of the players, or are you going to see them for the first time, once tip-off?
Well, I was driving into the arena and their bus was pulling in, so that was wonderful timing. No, but it was cool. I saw Dana and I saw the coaching staff, so I got to say hi to everybody, and we'll catch up after the game, but it was just a coincidence that we all came in at the same time.
Love that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now tonight they're going against a Chicago Sky team that's 5-3, playing some really good basketball. People thought they would take a step back after losing Candace Parker, but they're still playing well.
No, they definitely are right now. And I did get a chance to talk to Coach Miller right before the game right now. And I asked him, I'm like, hey, what happened in the first quarter? You allowed 6 points in the first quarter. In the second quarter, you allowed 29 points. Like, it's a big differential right there. And he's like, you know what? It was all about shot selection. They weren't taking the right shots at the right time, which is something very important to always look at. Timely shots matter a lot because that can determine the whole game, the momentum. But Coach Miller said, hey, you know what? We got to turn the page. We got to look at what we got on deck today, which we got the Chicago Sky, like you mentioned, the champs 2 years ago. They won it 2 years ago, even though with Candace Parker, she's no longer here. But, man, what else do we expect from Chicago tonight? What do we expect?
No, they're going to play well. They have really good size. So inside is going to be a challenge for Nneka. Not sure if Shanae is going to be a go for tonight, but if she is, they're going to have to come out and play. De'Erica is going to have the ball. But I'm really excited about the wings. Lexi Brown has been playing amazing so far this season. Jordan Canada is doing their thing, and they have a return. Jasmine Thomas, the vet, is finally here, ready to go. So it's going to be very exciting to watch the team almost fully healthy finally this season.
Right. Almost. They're almost there. But, when we look at, the return of Jasmine Thomas, the veteran, so many years in the league right now, she's going to bring a lot to the table, especially her. She puts that extra effort out there that a lot of players don't really do. But as well, you mentioned Lexi Brown.
Yes.
How terrific has she been in the first 6 games of the year, man? What has stood out to you from last season to this season?
Lexi, I believe it's her game off the dribble. Like last year, she would perform really well, shooting, catch and shoot. That's what type of player she is. This year, she has really improved on shooting off the dribble, going left, going right, going to the basket, finishing with her right or left hand. It has taken her game to another level. She talked about it during training camp, like, hey, this is the year I'm going to show everybody I truly belong. I'm a player that has to be dealt with, and she is playing some really good basketball. I talked to her a couple games ago, said, you are balling, and she's just like, hey, I put in the work. It's time for me to show it, and she's doing exactly that.
That's right. Lexi Brown is going to be the player to keep an eye out because we know what Nneka brings to the table.
Yes.
We know what Shanae brings to the table, and Carly Samuelson as well. Carly has been the shooter of the team so far. Carly has been doing a terrific job shooting from the three, shooting from the field, and shooting from the free throw line.
Yes.
So it's been very, very good. But we will go ahead and take a break here. Of course, this is the LA Sparks Weekly Report here. Myself, Fredo Cervantes, the one and only Michael Matthew, Infinity TV.
Thank you.
Hey, what's up, guys? Myself, Fredo Cervantes here with Michael Matthew again. It is halftime right now with a score of 37-33. Sparks up by 4. Michael, what did you see in the first half right now?
Another game, the Sparks start off well, defensively especially, but then, they start to give up buckets at the rim. 24 points in the paint out of the 33 points for the Chicago Sky. It was kind of tough for a minute, but the Sparks were able to pick it up to finish the half strong. There are people in the paint. Nneka Ogwumike, Nneka Ogwumike is playing well, 15 points, 11 points for Nneka. That's how they have to continue to attack the basket.
Right. One of the things that I got a chance to see out on the court was Nneka Ogwumike. Nneka Ogwumike was being aggressive out there. Really got out of with a strong start, 8 points in the first quarter. What can we expect? What do you predict? Who do you think is going to have a good second half here?
They have to make some shots on the outside. It was great to see Jasmine Thomas in there getting some buckets, playing very well. So I'm going to look for her to continue to do what she's doing. Lexi Brown, 0 points in the first half. I think the second half she's going to knock down some shots. She's going to do a lot more. The Sparks, I feel, is going to find a way to win this game, to pick up a big-time victory.
Right, after being up pretty good in the first half,
Yep.
Now they're only up by 4. And, of course, Lexi Brown, you did mention she is scoreless right now. We got to expect Lexi Brown to really get that ball in that hoop right there. We're going to get it in there because if it doesn't go in there, the Sparks might leave without a W.
Which is crazy, man. So I'm excited to see the second half. I know that they really want this one. They came out very physical. They came out very aggressive, attacking the ball, a lot of steals. But, they just have to make some shots on the outside. I think we're going to see more of that in the second half. And let's see if Nneka can keep it up, maybe a 30-point game. Nneka Ogwumike, maybe a 20-point game. So it's going to be a great second half. Let's see which way it leans for the Los Angeles Sparks.
There it is. That's your halftime report here with the LA Sparks Weekly. Myself, Fredo Cervantes, Michael Matthew here in Fantasy TV.
It's always this fact.
It's Friday night. I have to switch some stats out on fourth consecutive double-double. She also ranks 7th all-time Sparks on the assist list with 634. So, and then Nneka just had one heck of a game tonight.
Period.
Overdue.
LA Times, want to lead it off?
Girl, it's early. It's not overdue.
And Nneka, after the Seattle game, we talked to you about how you guys may have not handled the ball pressure as well as you would have liked late in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt was really proud of the way you guys figured it out late in the fourth quarter and were able to finish that run. What kind of growth have you been able to notice from this team only in the last week?
I was talking to Jazz about this. I think a big strength of ours is our composure in a lot of ways. It's almost like on the verge of being stoic sometimes. And it's good because I don't think we're not easily rattled, but I think in a lot of ways too, we need to give ourselves some type of credit when we are managing stress, when we are managing hard situations. Sometimes I don't feel like we really celebrate or bring our swagger to like moments where, we're clearly displaying that. And so I think today was a day where we knew there was going to be pressure. The pressure was handled both on an individual and a collective level. And we were, we kind of like pumped our chest a little bit, like very little, but like I think we need to really owe it to ourselves that we're out here really grinding and doing it. And in the games, we're also like making adjustments and giving each other the grace to like celebrate when we're doing well and when we overcome challenges. Today was kind of good for that.
And Nneka, it seemed like this was one of those games where, us collectively, maybe the shots aren't falling, and it seemed like, late in that fourth quarter, whoever did all the little things, and came up with, can string a couple stops together in a row was going to pull out the win. What did you see in that from your perspective that, you were able to grind that out and to hold on there at the end?
Yeah, like you said, it's like the small things, it's the deflections that D has, it's being able to kind of like get that hustle play. When D went on the floor, I was like, oh my God. I was like, dang, now I got to do it. But, it's plays like that. No one really probably doesn't even really think about that play. That happened in the first quarter, I think. And it's those hustle plays that not only like make a difference incrementally over the course of the game, but they really show more than just playing basketball. They show the intangible portion of the game, and I think that we have a lot of people on this team that display that type of determination, that type of grit, and really that type of strength, you know. And I'm really proud to be a part of a group of women who keep each other up in that way.
Nneka, LT with TG Sports. I talked to Curt earlier today about how YouTube was running the floor and you guys got a little ton of easy layups. Can you talk to us about what made it so easy for you guys to get open that early in the game, especially early in the first quarter?
Yeah. Honestly, like, it's easy for me when I'm out there with Dee. She is, like, masterful at running the floor, and she can bang with the best of them. And so I think I kind of go as she goes. You know, I have a way of, like, being aggressive in my own way, but I kind of know how to kind of, you know, play with who's out there based on who's out there. And so when she goes, it makes me want to go. Early on, she's relentless in that way. And one thing that I love about Dee is that she goes like with the understanding that she may not get the ball. Like she doesn't complain. She like creates opportunities for other people with her activity. And I think that that's kind of what really got us started. Her and also JC. JC was really digging it down in there. And there's a lot of hard work that goes unnoticed with players like that, and especially with Dee. I mean, I know we talk. I know she doesn't want me to talk about her anymore. But like for me, I just tell herself to give herself some grace. You know, she's really hard on herself, and I'm not sure if you know like how impactful you are, even when you feel like you're not necessarily like doing your best. But tonight, I think just really it's another example of someone who is resilient in a way that is honestly like, it's hard to believe that she's even out here, not just out here, but hooping. And so for me, those are the things that I play for. You know, I have teammates who are fighting fights individually, and then they bring that to the collective nature of our team. And it just keeps us going. It keeps us up. Mm-hmm.
Hey, De'Erica, it's for you. Man, just watching you ladies out there together, you and Nneka look like a match made in heaven. Why do you think you guys work so well together on the floor?
I think just the versatility, inside and out. We can kind of do both. And I mean, when I first came, we were talking about just how exciting it would be to play off of each other. And then we're just both optimistic and like open to learning, and you know, we're not stubborn. She's giving me advice. I'm feeding off her. And overall, just two good people.
Yeah, how you doing? Steve Finley, Culver City Observer, Culver City News. Question for both of you. How does it feel to have a player like JC out there pushing it constantly and doing everything, all the little things to help you guys run the way you've been running?
I mean, Nneka's played with her for, I think, a few years now. Just one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
just 1 year.
But I think, you know, she's got a new group, and she doesn't get enough credit. It's, you know, you're a point guard for a whole new team and a whole new system. So everybody's learning each other, and, you know, she's learning to play with a new style of post players. And each game you can see she gets a little bit more comfortable, and I thought tonight was like a really, really good game for her. But I think, like I said, we're still adding pieces. We're adding Z back. She's got to get comfortable. We're adding Jazz back, and I'm still not 100%. So I think we have a lot to look forward to, and it's going to be exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think JC does a really good job of like finding her moments based on like how the game is being played. And so tonight she was recognizing that she could get down there, and I mean the way she finishes too, like she goes in there with the goal to finish and to make the right play. And I think it's great having someone out there who understands themselves and also how to make everybody look good too.
De'Erica, when you got in, you said you were overdue for a good game, but you could also argue that you're ahead of schedule. I mean, how are you how are you sort of emotionally navigating that, you know, knowing what you're capable of, but also responding to your body right now?
It's funny, literally before this game, a switch kind of went off for me, and I was warming up with Emily, and I said I felt so much more. It's gonna make me cry. So much more, just like mentally clear today, and
I've had a rough last like 6-7 months, and when I come out every game, I'm trying and I'm trying, and so statistically, like 6 of 14 is not like great for me, but it was a game that I could get some confidence back, and my teammates are always super encouraging, and, like, give yourself some grace, and that's been the hardest part for me because, before my pregnancy, I was an all-star, so I'm holding myself to that standard still, and so it's been a little bit more emotionally challenging in that way and more mental for me than I'd say physically, and I've been saying, like, once I feel like I'm right there, and once the switch goes off, like, it's going to be uphill, and I'm hoping that today the switch went off.
Hey, John W. Davis with the Southern California News Group. First of all, I want to say once an all-star, always an all-star. And then second of all, I think that's true. But second of all, you combine both of you for 35 points, 22 rebounds. What do you want to take from this game with you on that road trip to Minnesota and beyond? And then what do you want to leave behind here in Los Angeles from this game?
We're going to leave the brick threes.
Yeah, man, I had to take one at the end of the half. I hate those ones. But for me, like, in our front court is very robust, like when we got everybody's like me, D, C, and Z. Sorry, that's just what that's how we call each other. And then, mix Carly in there too every once in a while. For me, like, I know, I don't know if you want like a more complex answer, but like what I think is like we're about that life. Like we're really about that life. And I think Dee said it best. Like, we keep each other up. We all fight in our own ways. And I think there's also an aspect to all of us that we have a standard that we want to uphold. And so kind of keeping ourselves up in a way that allows us the grace to like make mistakes, but also understand our value. And so not just bringing that into bringing that into this 6-game stretch, like bringing that into every single day. But also, like, I think it's really important for us to like take things in perspective, like just keep things in perspective. Like, okay, we had a good game today. Some people are like, oh, celebrate it. It's weird because like when we win, we just kind of like, all right, what's next? So like giving ourselves the opportunity to sit in the win, to celebrate, and then, do what we need to do, to be ready on Sunday.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
I did forget to add that Nneka tied a career high with 5 steals tonight.
Oh.
Holla.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone. See you guys.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're back here live from the Crypto.com arena. Myself, Fredo Cervantes. We got Mike Cal Matthew here. And, we just witnessed a great victory by the LA Sparks, winning over the Chicago Sky 77-62 behind Nneka Ogwumike's 19 points in this game. Mike Cal, what did you see, man? It was crazy, right?
Man, really good game. The Sparks came out early. They did their part. Man, they balled out. It started with the inside. De'Erica, Nneka, they were able to do their part. Nearly both players were double-doubles, 14 and 8 for Hamby there. It was just a good game all around on the defensive end. They didn't make any three-point shots. They were 3 for 20. It was tough, but they found a way to get to the rim. Shout out to Jordan Canada, 16 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. She kept the tempo all night. It was a great performance for the Sparks.
Yes, and talking about great performances, let's talk about De'Erica Hamby.
Okay.
Because De'Erica Hamby, of course, she just had a baby. She just got traded from Las Vegas. Now she's here, and she got a little emotional right now in the post-conference right now. We got a chance to talk to her and see her. What did you think about her?
Man, she just showed us why she was an all-star yesterday. Last year, excuse me. So if she can pick that confidence back up, like she said, she's been dealing with a lot these past 6 to 7 months. And now she's starting to get the confidence that she needs to be the player that she wants to be, that she like, I'm this player, and I can be this player. I just needed this confidence. So hopefully this is the boost. Hopefully this is the game. 14 and 8. She had a career high 5 steals. her and Nneka look so well together. I tweeted it out. I said, hey, this is the duo that you need when it comes to the front court. So hopefully, the Sparks stick to it.
I mean, when we look at the roster now, we seems like, okay, like you just said, those two are put together. They're great. But then you look at Lexi Brown. You look at Jordan Canada. You look at other Sinead, back-to-back misses. Of course, Sinead right now, she's been out for back-to-back games due to a foot injury. She was game-time decision today, but did not make an appearance today. And let's talk a little bit about Clarendon. Clarendon left the game a little early today. She got an injury. How big of a piece is she for the Sparks?
She's a great piece. She's another player who helps bring tempo. So you're hoping that she's okay. What's going to help them out if she does have to miss any time, you have Jasmine Thomas returning after the ACL injury. Right away, she's looking like she's ready to go. Of course, there's going to be more and more games, more and more minutes, but she's looking like a player that's going to be able to help. They're going to lean on Zaya, of course. But, man, if Jordan can play the way that she played today, if Lexi can play the way she's been playing all season, you see that defenses are going to have to cover her a different way. If not, she could score 15 to 25 points on you. I think the Sparks can be okay, especially if they lean to those players inside. Hamby, Nneka, man, what a great job they did tonight. If they can carry it over to Minnesota on Sunday, it's going to be a tough matchup for the Lynx.
I mean, before we get going here, because it is pretty late right now, this post game, but let's talk a little bit about Zaya Cook. Because, we were both a little bit sold on game one of the opening season. Zaya Cook she was cooking out here, I don't know what kind of food she was cooking, but she was cooking out here. And the past few games, she hasn't really much been cooking, So tonight she came onto the floor. She looked a little more confident, scoring 7 points tonight. The past few games, not too good. What have you seen in Zaya, and what can she do to kind of pick up her play?
Yeah, they call her the chef because they know that she can cook, she can ball. She's young, so she's going to have to play more minutes and, get out there. And it's her rookie season. You expect the growing pains. She's going to have her ups. She's going to have her downs, and it is well expected. But that's why you have the vets there to help her out. You have Carly that can come give minutes. Now with Jasmine back. Now with Jordan playing the way that she's playing. So she can kind of grow and have her growing pains because of the vets that are here with her. And, Coach Miller is going to give her minutes. He's going to make sure that he continue to push her. So I think that, we're going to see some moments where she's going to look like, she's struggling. Then she's going to show us the player that she was at South Carolina.
Oh, well, that's definitely what all of LA Sparks World wants to see from Zaya Cook. And, again, make sure you guys follow us and subscribe to Sparks Weekly, LA Sparks Weekly on Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube at Infinity Television. Watch all of the latest shows. Of course, you can catch both of us on The Breaks every single weekday at 12 noon on Infinity TV. And, of course, catch myself on Monday Night Fredo every single Monday night, 8 o'clock. And sooner than later, I got to get you on the show, man.
Let me know.
Come on the show. We got to go ahead and talk it down. But, yeah, man, again, Michael, let the world know where they can follow you, man.
Hey, make sure that you guys follow me at Michael the PG, Instagram, Twitter. Check out all of my work that we're doing. We're doing some great work, so you need to be following. Hey, Sparks Weekly, we are coming. They are balling, and we are doing our things, man. Make sure that you guys be on the lookout. We'll be back with you here in L.A. next Friday night as the Sparks continue to try to pick up more and more victories.
That's right. Myself, Fredo Cervantes. See you guys next Friday night.